sarcasm with a blunt approach. This is the place where we talk about mastering your life without the usual feel-good aspect. This is the podcast designed for people who want useful tips and information while being entertained. So sit back and enjoy the program.
Hello again and welcome to Infinite Transcendence. The thing I want to talk about is Amazon. Amazon, as you probably heard, or maybe you haven't heard yet, is in on buying Whole Foods for $13.7 billion. Is it good for you, and what do you think? The reason they're buying it at $13.7 billion, a very large purchase. Whole Foods is like it's like a health store. Like a health store supplies, a little more pricey, kind of trendy, more upscale. Some people call it like the yuppie foods, kind of like a yuppie Aldi or something. It's more of an upscale health food store. They sell basically organic food, organic fruits, things like that. Excuse me. So Amazon's going to buy this for $13.7 billion. Their goal to do this is they want to have a lot of physical areas and stores, and they want to make it more convenient. They want to get people into the habit of buying things like food online. Now, myself personally, I like buying things online. I don't buy everything online. Some things I buy locally because of convenience and speed if I'm out. But I like buying a lot of things online. I have bought food. I don't buy meat and things like that online, but I have bought certain snacks, certain specialty type of foods that are hard to find in stores. I buy certain things in large packs and cases and store it in advance so it's easy to access. And things like that I will buy online. I don't know if you guys have done it. For me, the problem with food online I've had is that it's often more expensive. Usually things online are cheaper, but food, from what I see, is generally, not always, more expensive to buy online than it is in the store, unless it's in a large, bulk amount. And not only that, you have to wait 2 days if you have Prime to get it shipped to you. So I generally just go to the store and get it. But, if they had a world of where I could just jump online, click a button, and have my groceries delivered to me in within that day or something, or even quickly, if the world got that advanced into the point where that's how people were shopping for things, that would be awesome. I always thought that a few years ago, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if you could just go online and it gets to the point where you just buy all your food, just by buying it online, you just go buy, doing it, and then you just get your food that way. That would be cool. They could have the infrastructure and the system and the delivery system, all that figured out to have that done. That'd be pretty neat, in my opinion. I don't know what you would think of it, but if we get to the point where you have to go to stores anymore as often, it would help out people, especially in cities, and then maybe way out in rural areas. I live in a nice area, so I don't drive that far to get to the city. For me, I live in an area where you have 2 or 3 of everything. I live in the cusp of 3 different cities, so you get it's 4 Walmarts. So it's 2 big super Walmarts, or 2 neighborhood Walmarts, or or more on the edge, and then you have 2 Targets, 2 Home Depots, 3 AT&T stores, 2 or 3 Publixes. You get 1 Kroger and 1 Ingles, but there's 2 and 3 of everything, 3 Walgreens, 2 Rite Aids. There's always 2 or 3 of every store. So it's very weird where I live at. It's always 2 or 3. So stores aren't an issue. But I do, if I want to go to a grocery store, I have to run to about 8 or 9 miles to hit to Walmart. So it's farther than some vegetables or something. I'll have to make it takes about 45 minutes to get in and drive there and head back home. At least. That's if it's if I leave. I usually leave at 7 in the morning to go grocery shopping, because the earlier I leave, the quicker I get back home. So it's 45 minutes there to get a round trip. So it can take a while sometimes. If I go in the middle of the day, it can take even longer. So the lines get longer if you go around 12 o'clock, because that's when all the people are on lunch break, and that's when people get active, and that's when all the stay-at-home moms get out and start shopping. So I usually try to get out at 7 in the morning. So that's a tip to you if you don't do that. If you do shop, get out early because nobody's there. So for me, it's nice to have the extra convenience. It's not a big deal, but I try to do all my shopping at once. I could go. There's also in this area, there's a lot of Dollar Generals. It's very weird. I swear, if you look at a 20-mile round radius around, it has to be 20, 30 Dollar Generals. There's a Dollar General 2.5 miles away from my house. There's one street on the road around here that has 3 Dollar Generals within a 2-mile radius. There's 1, 2, 3 Dollar Generals not far from each other. I swear, it's weird. And there's $3, 4 Dollar Generals on one road, within a certain, they're all 10 miles spaced. And there's 3 or 4 Dollar Generals. If you go, I could take a 20-mile drive on one road and pass 4 Dollar Generals. There are a lot of Dollar Generals. So you can always go there to pick up a few quick groceries too. But the added convenience of having things delivered to you, especially if you're good like me, I plan my things in advance. I know what I'm going to eat. I have a very strict diet. I cook all my food. I know what I'm going to need quickly. It's great for a person like me. So would it be great for a person like you? I think a lot of people are going to say things like, they're gonna say, man, Amazon's growing too large. You know, some people think about the trust thing. I don't think it's an issue. People say antitrust, big business take it over. And a big business growing in a market is never bad as long as it's not government enforced or government mandated, because there's always competition. But the way you get big in business is by keeping your prices low and affordable, having good enough service where enough people, a huge chunk of the population, buy what you have. And as long as you're pleased in the customer base, as long as you're giving people what they want, there's nothing wrong with growing. You know, as long as it's not forced by the government or government mandate, like something like the post office, where, you know, you have to deal with them because you need them for first-class mail. Even if first-class mail nowadays is you need it less and less due to online, you still have to get it from them. Whereas this is competition. So as long as they're competing and as long as they're providing that good service cheap, I think it'll be fine. And it also forces smaller businesses to strive up and compete as well. Like Netflix came out and it changed the way we watch a lot of movies. Netflix, I think at one point, way back when, you used to have like order, I think like a mail rental, you'd rent the movie like different from Blockbuster, but now Blockbuster's pretty much gone. Yeah, you would rent a movie, have it sent to you and send it back. Now you just sit down, click it, and you watch whatever you want. I don't watch a lot of television myself. I don't really watch much of anything, but I know people who do and they love it. It's a great value for them to pay. I don't know what it even is anymore. Maybe it was $8 before. What is it, 10, 11? I don't know. It might have gone up. See, that's how far out of the loop I am with it. But for them to pay that low price and get so much value, if you can have something like that, I think that's always great. And it saves you gas, it saves you time. Just like if you have a self-driving car, it saves you time, it's more safe, it gives you freedom to do other things. And I think as society, it's always good to strive to be more productive and to be more innovative. And it's always good to have that innovation and to push for it. And as a business owner, it gives me the motivation to think outside the box. What can I do next to push myself to the next level to give people what they want? That's why I try to do this format. And I try to I have a free ebook now. I'm trying to find new ways, little by little, to try to do different things to see what people like. So, and I think in terms of competition, brick and mortar businesses are definitely going to start hurting more, because brick and mortar businesses are getting harder and harder. And I know because I've had multiple businesses. I had an outdoor, I have a store, but I've had a physical type, tangible local business, and it's hard. It's cost intensive. It's capital intensive. You got to hire people to stand over things. It costs a lot of equipment and expansion. Yeah, you have more liability, more things to worry about. And I used to have this attitude back in the day that, you know, it's all about brick and mortar. Take your time, build it, and it'll last a long time. But nowadays, it's all online, and almost everything can simply be done online, especially things like this. And the cost is so low, and the infrastructure is so low, and the speed is so fast, and you can take so many risks and try different things out with such a low cost, and you can scale so much with so little overhead. You can hire a few people or outsource. You can get contractors so easy and cheap and so low risk and it's so low liability in terms of lawsuits, things like that. You're seeing more businesses do it. So I think big brick and mortar businesses are slowly, and in some cases quickly, draining out. So you're definitely going to see more of that, and that's something to keep in mind. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's just evolution of business. You no longer have a milkman. You no longer have a horse and buggy. You don't see as many people sending letters. Things are changing. It's a different age. It's good to, this is the world's going to be. My attitude about that's the world. Adapt, get to it, make the most out of it, and make the most out of it for yourself. You see things happening in business or see things you want to go into in life, don't see it. Don't be down about it. You look at that as an opportunity to make the most for yourself. Be ahead of the pack. Think outside of the pack. So let me know what you think. Do you like this merger or this idea that's going on? When it, as it goes through, what do you think about, online shopping in terms of groceries? Do you online shop at all? Do you think it'd be good for business? Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and transcend infinitely. And of course, like I said before, check out the free ebook. It's never too late. Costs no money. Free to you. It's a good, short, good book to get you in there. About 8 chapters. Talks about how to go out there and start developing process, how to make the most out of life, even at any age, in any situation. That is never too late to get your life back on track. Like and subscribe and transcend infinitely.
Want more? Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment the video and subscribe to the podcast. Want even more? Check out the written article version and subscribe to the Infinite Transcendence website at infinitetranscendence.com for new and interesting quality content. Join now and receive a special gift. Also like our Facebook at Infinite Transcendence and follow us on Twitter at transcend_world. Keep watching and listening. See you next time and transcend infinitely.